You know, there's a lot of things that I say that don't get reported in the press. Believe me. I appeared in front of the City Council and have urged them not to do certain things. One of them being the legislation that they passed a year ago. I wrote to council members on that, and I shared those writings with members of the press, where I urged council not to adopt the legislation that related to criminalizing possession of marijuana, because I felt that all that was going to do was going to increase our jail population without any positive benefit. Our judges tell us that that has been the effect of that legislation. And I would like, frankly, to see council be willing to reconsider that bill and perhaps to repeal it. I think you've got people who are unnecessarily spending time in jail because of that. I've raised with the issue of the task force last summer that was put together by me and by Pat DeWine on looking at a whole host of issues. I've raised this with the Criminal Justice Commission in our meeting that we just had a week ago. The whole idea that the judges' sentencing practices is having a great impact on who's in jail and whether you've got the right people spending time in jail or not. I think that's a very legitimate issue that needs to be addressed if we're going to be successful in any kind of long-term approach to a corrections and rehabilitation program that makes sense for Hamilton County. But the reality is this. The reality is that all of the issues of sentencing are within the discretion of the judges that we have in Hamilton County. I don't sentence a single person. I can't change a single person's sentence. I don't have any power or control in that area. But what I'm obliged to do as a matter of law is construct a facility that is large enough to house all the people that the judges send us. And I think that, you know, where there is maybe a disconnect in certain positions, because I hear this argument all the time. You know, these people should not be in jail. This group should not be in jail. Too many people are being sent to jail. We agree. But until we have a change in the judiciary in Hamilton County that also agrees and starts to be willing in its sentencing practices to not max certain people out, because that's what the political ideology of that particular judge demands, or to not violate somebody who is on probation and sentence them then to their maximum amount of time when they've slipped up, which is what is happening in our drug court right now. When people lapse, which is a very expected thing to happen when you're dealing with people who are addicted. And instead of treating that as just one of the parts of the continuum of medical treatment, instead they're sending people back into jail and maxing them out, because that's the political or philosophy or ideology of that particular judge.